In Chapter 1.1, we will discuss about the organization of plant tissue. What is plant tissues? Plants' tissues are collections of cells in plants that carry out specific functions. There are two types of plant tissues, meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. In this chapter, we will discuss about the permanent tissue. Permanent tissues are tissues that are completely grown and lost the ability to divide further. Permanent tissues in plants are located in the leaves, stem, and roots. Permanent tissues consists of epidermal tissues, ground tissues, and vascular tissues. Now we will further discuss the permanent tissues of epidermal tissues, ground tissues, and vascular tissues that found in the plant. The first type of permanent tissues is the epidermal tissues. Epidermal tissues are located at the upper and lower of the permanent tissues. The epidermal tissues covers the entire surface of the leaves, stems, and roots of a plant. Epidermis cell walls, which are exposed to the air, have a waxy and waterproof layer called cuticle. The cuticle reduces loss of water through evaporation, protects the leaf from mechanical injuries and pathogens. Epidermal tissues has guard cells that controls the opening of the stoma for gas exchange. Epidermal tissues also has root hair cells that increase the surface area of the root for water and mineral salts absorption. The second permanent tissues is the ground tissues. There are three types of ground tissues. They are parenchyma tissues, collenchyma tissues, and sclerenchyma tissues. First, we will look into parenchyma tissues. Parenchyma tissues are simplest living cells and do not undergo differentiation. Parenchyma tissues involved in carry out photosynthesis to produce food and store food. Second, we will look into collenchyma tissues. Collenchyma tissues are made of living cells which mature into cells that are flexible. They have thick cell walls to provide support and elasticity in the petiole, leaf veins, and stem of young plants. Lastly, we will look into sclerenchyma tissues. Sclerenchyma tissues consists of dead cells when they are matured. Their cell wall are thickened with lignin to provide support and strength to the plant. Next, we will talk about the third permanent tissues is the vascular tissues. There are two types of vascular tissue: xylem and phloem. The first type of vascular tissues is xylem. Xylem consists of lignin to provide support for plants. Xylem transports water and mineral salts from the roots to all parts of the plant. The second type of vascular tissue is phloem. Phloem consists of sieve tubes and companion cells. Phloem transports organic substances such as sucrose and food from the leaves to all parts of the plants. This is the end of Chapter 1.1, Organization of Plant Tissue.